Welcome to the Wired for Success podcast, your show for ambitious, mission-driven entrepreneurs who understand that there's more to entrepreneurship than finding the latest flash in the pan strategies, who understand that in order to build your empire, you need a solid foundation. I wholeheartedly believe that entrepreneurship is the biggest self-development journey you can be on, and it's my mission to help you make that journey easier. In this show, I bring together the very best from science, self-development, and entrepreneurship to set you up for sustainable success. Hi, I'm Claudia Garbutt, the scientist and mindset coach behind this show, and you're listening to the Wired for Success podcast. Hey there! The topic I want to talk about today is management, but not the form of management you might immediately think about. The first thing that might come to your mind could be something like business management or time management or managing your money or your properties, because those are usually the things we think about when we hear the word management. Do you see what all those sorts of management have in common? They are all concerned with managing external aspects of your life. So what do I mean by that? Well, your money, your business, your properties are not a part of yourself, even though some of you might see them as an extension of themselves or a part of their identity. But that's not what we're talking about today. All of those things exist outside of you, right? They are all part of your physical environment. And here's the thing, to live a happy and fulfilling life, it's not enough to only manage those external aspects of your life. Nobody teaches you this at school, but managing your internal world is probably at least as important as managing those external aspects of your life. Managing your internal world is about understanding and actively influencing your thoughts, your emotions, your physical state and behavior so that you're not merely living on autopilot or just reacting to everything that happens to you, but that you're able to create a life by design instead. Does that make sense? When you really think about it, life is management. If you don't manage your life actively, you're a puppet of other people's interests, and those other people, events, and your environment dictate what you do, when you do it, and how you feel about it. You're just like a leaf in the wind that goes wherever the wind takes you. And I don't know about you, but to me, that doesn't sound very enticing. So let's take a step back and look at what it actually means to manage something. It means to set an objective and then to choose and apply strategies and allocate resources to accomplish that objective. So it involves motivation, goal setting, planning, decision-making, taking inspired action, measuring progress, and tweaking and adjusting along the way to stay on track, right? All of that sounds super obvious when we look at something like business management. But often, even super successful people don't transfer that skill set to their personal lives. They are great at managing their business, their money, or their properties, but they have no clue how to manage their relationships, their thoughts, or emotions. And that's not their fault. As I said, that's not something we're usually taught at school. And therefore, many of us just lack the knowledge and the strategies that they could apply to manage their internal world. It took me years to put the puzzle pieces together and understand how to become more in control of my internal world. And before that, my external world completely dictated my internal world. If someone around me wasn't happy, I couldn't be happy either. Their emotional state automatically and directly dictated my own. And yes, that could be very difficult and very frustrating, but to me, it also seemed perfectly normal. How could it be any other way? And that's because we often see our thoughts and emotions as something natural and kind of primordial, like reflexes that we can't possibly control. And that also shows in the language we use around emotions. When you're angry, you might explode with anger, or it makes your blood boil. Expressions like these show that we tend to think about our internal states and emotions as something volatile, something that can't be controlled. Once an emotion is triggered, it just takes a course. And that's how I used to think about emotions too. And I'm an empath, and that means I usually feel what other people are feeling. And this can be really, really overwhelming if we don't learn how to control our own internal states. And if you're an empath too, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's kind of like as if other people's feelings were contagious and you get infected with their emotions as soon as you get in contact with them. And I don't think people who are not empaths understand fully what this feels like. Because if they did, people like my husband wouldn't say fine when I ask him how he's feeling, and I already know that he is not feeling fine. Anyway, does that mean that this is just the way it is and we have to accept this way of being? No, we don't, because we can learn to actively manage our internal states, just like we can learn to manage our business, our money, or our properties. And if we stay with that analogy of the infectious emotions, we can build something like an emotional immune system that protects us from getting infected by other people's negative moods all the time. You can learn to become more resilient. You can learn those skills and strategies to help you manage your internal world, just like you learn to manage aspects of your external world. In fact, teaching those strategies and skills is at the heart of my coaching program. So if you have any specific questions you'd like me to answer, or if you'd like to learn more about that, feel free to reach out and schedule a quick call. In any case, you want to make sure that you are a good manager of your life. And this means becoming a great manager, not only of your external environment, but also of your internal world. So my awareness question for you this week is, what aspects of your life are you currently managing well, and which ones are you managing poorly? Let me know in the comments. I'm always curious to hear what comes up for you. So that's it for today. Take care. Talk soon. Bye. Thank you so much for listening to the Wired for Success podcast. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you did, please take a sec to rate and review my show. It would mean the world to me because you'd help me reach more entrepreneurs like yourself who would love this show. If you'd like to learn more about creating a widely successful business without sacrificing your health, relationships, or sanity, make sure to stick around and subscribe so you don't miss out on any future episodes. And why don't you help me spread the word and share this show with your friends? I'd really appreciate it, and I'm sure your friends will too. Want to continue this conversation, build real relationships, and join a community of like-minded entrepreneurs? Come join my free Facebook community for visionary entrepreneurs. I would love to see you there. In the meantime, if you haven't done so already, grab my free brain priming audio file for entrepreneurs and start priming your brain for success in less than 5 minutes each morning. Curious? You can learn more about how this works and download the audio file at www.wiredforsuccess.solutions. Until next time, bye!